Hello, welcome to the Broadhouse. In this video, we're going to find, cut, and polish Baker Blue Agate. Swift Creek is well known among the rockhounds in our area because it's a reliable source of Baker Blue Agate, which formed due to the volcanic activity of Mount Baker. Since agate forms in hollow spaces inside rocks, what you'll occasionally find are these odd-shaped nodules left behind after the softer outer rock erodes away. Sometimes you'll find agate pebbles. But the most common occurrence of this blue agate is found as veins or patches still within its host rock. The blue color is a lot easier to see when the rock is wet. I really like this little spot with the blue poking through the banded jasper. And here's a pretty piece we found already broken open. I'm not sure if this broke naturally or if someone left it behind after cracking it open, as people often break rocks out here searching for agate. Now that we're home, here's all of the little pieces that we found. This is by far the nicest piece, and we actually found it in the parking lot by the creek. We set aside the pieces with the most agate and got to work cutting them open. They all either had veins of agate, filled cavities, agate growing on the outside, or a combination. Ryan found this one, and it's our favorite. Absolutely gorgeous. Of all the rocks we collected, this piece has the most agate, so this will be the one I polish. We wanted to see more of this rock, so we cut it into 4 pieces and just look at the beautiful patterns on these cross sections. Over time, silica-rich fluids moved through these cracks and cavities, slowly filling the open spaces with layers of agate. Holding these pieces up to the light shows the soft translucency of the agate. And one piece has a shade of blue that closely resembles the sky on this cloudy day. Alright, time to own up to some mistakes. I tried to use the polisher, but I couldn't apply even pressure to the entire side, and the slice was so thin that the sanding disc was grabbing my gloves. So we spent time cutting, sanding, and painting these wooden blocks, and secured them to the slices with double-sided tape. Yes, the tape failed. At this point, I was done with the polisher and ready to do it the way I know best. Taking a gentle approach, I started with a 60 grit sanding disc. But it wasn't able to completely smooth these ridges that happened when the rock was cut. So I'm going to switch to the diamond drum. I'm being careful and only applying very light pressure. It seems to be working without causing any damage, so I'll keep going with this light and gentle technique. This piece has an indentation that I tried to smooth out, but because it's located on a thin spot, I didn't want to spend a lot of time here with the rough diamond drum. I'm just hoping it looks good enough with the sanding discs, because I'd rather have a polished piece with a noticeable indentation than a broken rock slice. Since the smaller pieces don't need the diamond drum, all I have to do is clean up the 2 slices, and then we can move on to polishing. And now that that's done, it's time to start polishing. Starting with my lowest grit, 60. If you're interested in the tools I'm using, please check out the links in our description. Then 80. $100. Something else to add to the list of things that went wrong, we used rubber self-stick weather stripping to create a channel for water to flow into this bucket, but it didn't last long. It's still a good idea, so after this we'll clean and dry the table and reattach the weather stripping using a waterproof adhesive. Continuing with 150 grit, $240. $400. We're halfway done with the sanding discs and moving on to 800. $1,200. $2,000. 3,000, 5,000, 'and the final grit, 10,000. And here they are dry after 10,000. Remember when I said the smaller pieces don't need the diamond drum? Well, I was wrong. The diamond drum should not have been skipped on these. Just like the larger pieces, this damage was probably caused by our saw being too small, the blade being old, or a combination. Let's see if mineral oil will help these scratches. Denim has a slight buffing effect, but the main reason I use it for mineral oil applications is that it doesn't leave visible fibers behind. I say visible because while using the microscope, I have seen a few denim fibers that were not detectable by the naked eye. I use mineral oil not only to enhance the shine and color contrast, but also to clean the rock surface and create a protective barrier against things like fingerprints and dust. After applying the mineral oil, I let them sit untouched for 24 hours, and here they are. This is the piece with the indention. As always, jasper takes a nice shine, and the agate looks good as well. I think the first side looks better than the second, which would have benefited from more time with the diamond drum. Okay, let's check out the other slice. Overall, this one has the most even surface, so I'll call it the best of the four. And now we move on to the worst. These deep scratches should have been addressed with the diamond drum, but I didn't notice them soon enough, and by continuing to polish over them, I forced sediment into every tiny valley. The mineral oil helps disguise the scratches by darkening the trapped sediment, blending it with the rest of the rock. At least the bottom looks nice, and it's not often that I leave any raw sides. I do like that about these. I'm not really sure how this curve happened. The rocks seem to make their own choices sometimes. Even though I'm not entirely satisfied with the final results, I'm happy to have gained more wisdom and experience, and to have another project completed. Well, that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you want, you can hang out and watch us fix the weather stripping. But either way, thanks for watching, and please, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
So we're going to wipe it down with this soapy washcloth, then wipe it down with the clean washcloth, and then we can dry it.
Come on with the clean behind it?
Do this too?
Absolutely.
You don't want some.
I wonder if it would be better to just rinse the table, like pour the water on and then dry it off. Oh, we got power strips over here. This might not be a good idea. Wring it out. Let me dry my hands first, because it's cold.
So something I'm worried about is that this won't actually dry the table.
Oh, well, probably not. Oh, I would say it's dry enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah. We're both saying it. Just like that. And we have the adhesive off of 3 of them. Look at this last one down. Just like this. That's what I'm talking about. Just like this.
Is it too thick?
It's pretty thick. Pretty thick. But that's fine. It's gonna be a little juicy on the end there. That's fine. See that?
There you
It only took 2 and I'm a professional. Yeah. I got news for you. I think I'm just gonna bust this thing straight like that.
Why?
Because having a bend in it, using this, it might peel
That's
up.
pretty smart. Okay.
So it might be better just to get rid of the little pieces altogether and do one long strip on each side like that.
Oh my god, probably is a good idea.
Yeah, right? I like that idea. Let's do that instead.
You could use this to scrape off the excess
And
glue.
I will. No, it's over there. Why are you grabbing that? I wasn't throwing that to you to grab.
Slap some glue down and
No.
we'll stretch it.
Hold that. Hold that. Yep. I mean, like, if you could do that, that'd be super awesome. Because then I could, like, you know, put it on there. It's not kung fu, baby.
Here, just get it started, and then I'll move my
Here's what
hand
we'll
and you'll
do.
continue.
Just hold it down here, all right? And I'll put glue on the table on the end of it. All right.
That's a smart idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You just gotta give me time. I didn't know you were gonna like.
Okay.
Forget the whole thing.
Feels like a silly maneuver. Okay.
I'll adjust as we go here.
I think it needs to be like this.
Like that.
It's gotta direct it off.
Yeah.
So it needs to extend just a little bit past.
A little
right?
past. Is that what you're saying? You want to do that?
Yeah, so that way it'll run and it'll drip off of this.
there you
Like,
go.
just a little bit of the dry stuff to stick
So you
on.
want to set it like this? I mean, look at that. I'm trying to like make it land in a similar location over here. All right, so concerns that I have with